Hi, this is Dirk with Remodel AI, and Diana has requested some help with this image. And basically what she wants to do is take this room and remove this column that she's painted red and the doorway, I believe, and kind of there's probably a wall behind this. So I'm assuming what she's going for is removing this entire area and kind of extending the room and making the room bigger and putting the actual door back here. So that's kind of a large transformation, but let's jump in and give it a try. So for something like this, you can use all these tools. I'm just going to jump into the interior editor because we're probably going to be doing lots of transformations on this image because there's a lot of work to be done. So let me load the photo. I have it saved on my drive somewhere. Which one is it? This one. First thing I'm going to try is probably the replace tool. So I'm going to jump over to replace. I don't really even know what caption to give it. It's a little more complicated because this glass window is here. But essentially we're going to say, let's remove all this. And just see if we can get the AI to kind of extend the room if we just hide all this from the AI. And I don't know what it'll put here because the problem is this is two different floorings. So it might decide I'm going to put a wall there anyway, which is really not what we want. But let's give this a try first. So you have to get rid of all the stuff, even through the glass table. This picture would be a lot easier without this glass table, but this will be fine. We'll be able to make it work. So let's just give that, let's start there and see what happens. You know, the problem might be we actually need to make it a little bit bigger because we need a door back here. Let's give it that much area. A large room. I don't really know what to put in for the prompt here. Let's just give some things a try. That's pretty good, actually. Let's look at these other results. I like that as well. This is actually probably what the interior would look like because this is further back than this wall. So maybe we'll go with that one. That one's pretty good too. That one probably actually is cleaner than this one. Although, it's a good question. That one's actually pretty good as well. This one probably makes the most sense with this line here. So let's go with this one. Now, this isn't perfect, and but if you're going to remodel this room anyway, what we're looking for here is for the 3D structure to be right. So let's go ahead and just accept that because the 3D structure is more or less what we're looking for. But let's do one more replace because I believe, let me switch, she wanted a door. Yeah, she wanted to move the door back here. So let's put a door in. The way we would do that is just, again, do replace. I'm going to cover this area. That's not particularly great. Oops, I want the eraser. You know, it is AI, so it doesn't have to be perfect, but I want to give it the space of exactly where we want the door. That's pretty good. I even kept that little header there. And let's say a beautiful door. You could get way more descriptive. Now, one of the challenges might be it sees the AI is going to see a lot of light coming in through here, so it's probably going to be, I would guess, a clear door, some kind of transparent door would be what the AI is going to lean towards because it sees so much light coming there, and the light doesn't make sense if there was like a full-on wood door. That one's not particularly good. That one's okay. That one's not bad. In fact, I'm just going to go with that one. I don't love the color. And, the edge is kind of messed up here, and we could try a couple more times. But again, I'm just looking for the right 3D structure because presumably we're going to now remodel this. So we removed this column. We've changed a lot of things. We could replace this light. This light's a little weird, some of these tiles. But let's just go ahead. You know what? Actually, I'm going to remove the table while we're here because the table's going to mess everything up. So let me just Let's make our brush a little bigger. That's good. I'm just going to remove this table. And that photo room, that was in the image, so that would mess up the AI a bit as well. So getting rid of that will help. So if we just get rid of all this stuff, you could, of course, remove it from before you take the photo, but you can also just remove it this way. I'm just going to give it nothing as a prompt to see if I can get it to remove this glass table. The reason this will work is because if you showed a human this photo and said replace this with something, it's probably just going to put nothing there like this. And actually that's fine. So you can see our floor here is a mess because we had different floor over here, different floor over here, and now we've removed this and it's kind of matched that, but not perfectly. But again, it doesn't matter because we're just looking for the right 3D structure. Now, and I'm doing repeated operations here. I haven't saved still. So let's just go ahead and save this in case we wanted to come back later and remodel this. Again, you can go backwards and forwards and kind of see our whole process. If we did 1 replace, 2 replace, 3 replace, and that's where we are now. So now I'll jump over and let's do a full remodel. And let's just say, let me check and make sure it is a kitchen. So it's correctly recognized this room as a kitchen. You can see that here. And let's just go with I don't know, let's go with minimalist and see what it comes up with. Well, that's really nice. I love this. That might be cheating because that's probably a wall that doesn't have any depth that you can't put cabinets in, but I do love the cabinets, and this is quite nice. So it's maintained basically more or less the structure of the room. You know, that wall is now gone. We now have a nice door, so that's why I wasn't worried so much about the door before, because if you're going to do a remodel anyway, you just kind of need to get the structure of the room right first. So those are all options. In reality, what you're probably going to do is you're going to play around with this forever. You're going to use style images or custom, once you get the 3D structure of your room right, you can then do the normal remodeling game and play with all these different ways to find a look that you love. And then when you're done, just accept that, and then we'd probably go and save it at this point. And again, I'd always recommend when you're done, you find something you love, go to the resize and upscale. There's a couple different upscalers you can use. Let's try the creative one. The creative one actually adds details that are not there. So essentially the AI is resizing the image to make it bigger, but also creating details that weren't in the image because, when you upsize it, it's going to be blurry in areas. So it will add like wood grains and things that don't actually exist in the image. So it's kind of cheating by making a much higher resolution image by adding details. So the creative upscaler can give better results, but sometimes you have to play around with the prompt. I just typed in a beautiful kitchen just to see what it would result in. That's pretty good. So if you look here, for one, the image got way bigger. So I can zoom out, but these details are much better. So then let's go file, save. I would probably use the replace tool before, fix this white thing at the bottom, and you could fix a couple other things. You can also resize this down smaller and continue. I'd probably work on these lights up here. These lights don't make a lot of sense, but you could use the replace tool or even the reskin tool. So you can continue to work on this image. This doesn't have to be the final result. I'm just giving you an example of what one step in the process is usually to upscale when you've found something you really love. Hopefully this helps, and thank you for joining.